A few weeks ago, I had a video flop. I put in hours of work and hardly anyone watched it. And for a second, I thought, why am I putting myself through all of this? For years, I thought the goal was to make life less stressful, more organized, me more in control and less overwhelmed. But I learned that that's the wrong goal entirely. What if the hard things you're trying to escape are actually the things shaping you into the woman you want to become? That idea came from a book called The Hardiness Effect by Paul Taylor. I've got it here. And it's why that flop didn't wreck me. And there's a 2,000-year-old story in it that completely changed how I handle every hard part of being a mom. Homesteading, building a business in the cracks of my day, and I do most of what I do alone while my husband works away for weeks at a time. So if you want a life of ease and comfort, this video isn't for you. But if you want a life that's hard in the best possible way, keep watching. Stress might not be your enemy. It might be exactly what's giving you a life full of meaning and fulfillment. So in this video, I'm breaking down where that mindset shift comes from, why your body is actually built for stress, and how to start using it on purpose instead of just surviving it. And stick around because later I'm going to tell you about the exact moment I realized I'd actually changed because of this. Not just in what I do, but in who I actually am. And I'm Erica. I'm off-grid, I homeschool, I cook everything from scratch. And again, I do most of it alone. And this book reframed how I see every hard part of that life. So that's what I want to walk you through today. If you want to be the kind of mom who's built by hard things instead of broken by them, hit subscribe and let's get into it. The story I'm about to tell you is over 2,000 years old, and it explains exactly why that video flop didn't wreck me. It's the story of Hercules, standing at a crossroads. And this is what Dr. Taylor starts out the book with. Two goddesses, they come to meet him, each offering him a completely different life. The first one is drop dead gorgeous. She calls herself Happiness. Her name is actually Kakia, and it means vice. So she offers Hercules an easy life, comfort, pleasure, none of the hard stuff, which sounds pretty good, right? The second goddess is plain, almost unremarkable to look at, and her name is Arete, and she is brutally honest with him. She tells him her path will be hard, full of struggle and risk. She doesn't sugarcoat a single bit of it. But she tells him something else too, that nothing truly worth having comes without that struggle. And Hercules chooses her path, the hard one. And that choice is the reason we're still talking about this story thousands of years later. So Dr. Taylor uses this story to make his whole point that nothing genuinely worthy can be obtained without real struggle. And he puts it simply, the question isn't whether you'll face hardship. We all will. Life is hard, right? It's who you'll become because of it. So here's where it clicked for me. I get a version of that every single day. Every mom does. The easy goddess shows up when I want to just scroll instead of working on my business. Or she shows up when I think about how much simpler life would be if we just went back on the grid and bought everything from the store instead of trying to grow food ourselves. And every time I have to choose, am I picking comfort or am I picking the harder thing that's actually building something and worth something to me? Now, I want to be really clear about something because I think this could easily get misunderstood. Not all stress is good stress, right? This isn't about making your life harder just for the sake of it. That would be silly. I'm not telling you to go and pick fights or sign up for things that stress you out just to prove you're tough. I see moms do this all the time, actually, saying yes to every single commitment, every volunteer slot, every favor, until they're just frazzled and resentful. That's not the hard path. That's just chaos without direction. So the stress that builds you has to be intentional. It has to have a purpose behind it, something you can point to and say, this is hard, and here's why it's worth it. Here's why I'm doing it. That's the difference. It's not stress for stress's sake. It's choosing the stress that actually will move you somewhere. And I'll be honest, sometimes you don't get to choose the stress at all, right? There's stress that just shows up in your life, like it did for me last winter in the middle of a power outage. We live off-grid, which means we make our own power. And last winter, in the dead of a northern Canada cold spell, our generator failed. The power went out. And because our cell signal depends on a booster that needs power to run, I suddenly couldn't even really call anyone for help. I remember standing there thinking, okay, great. What have I signed myself up for? But then I caught myself and I remembered this is part of it. This is the path I chose, not because I enjoy generators failing in the cold and being stuck without power, but because I know what we're building toward is worth going through this kind of hard thing. So if you're realizing you want to build that kind of resilience into your own life, increasing your capacity to handle stress by improving your health and energy in a really doable way, that is exactly what I walk you through in my free workshop. It's called the Well-Energized Woman, and I'll drop the link for that below. Here's the wild part. How you respond to stress doesn't just change your mindset, it actually changes what's happening in your body, which is wild to me. Dr. Taylor explains it this way in the book. When you view a demanding situation as a threat, your body responds with constricted blood vessels and impaired thinking. But when you reframe that exact same situation as a challenge, your cardiovascular system responds more like it does during exercise. So improving blood flow and brain function. So in that moment, standing in the dark with no power and no phone signal, the choice I made wasn't just mental. It changed how my body was handling that stress in real life. So this is what I mean by it's not just the right kind of stress, it's how you respond to the stress that you don't choose to. The generator failing wasn't something I picked, but how I met it was entirely up to me. And this isn't just about surviving hard moments, it's about what you become on the other side of them. Which brings me to the moment I promised to tell you about earlier. This is the part where I actually saw how much I'd changed. A few months ago, I had a testimonial call set up with one of my course students. And right before I clicked into the call, I had this thought hit me out of nowhere. A year ago, I would have been absolutely terrified to do this. I was still nervous, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the same paralyzing fear. And that's because for months, I've been doing the uncomfortable thing over and over, filming, editing, watching myself be awkward, talking on camera, putting myself out there even when it felt uncomfortable and new. None of that was comfortable and none of it came naturally. But having a clear reason behind it, wanting my husband home, wanting our family together instead of him working away for weeks, that purpose is what made the discomfort worth choosing again and again in small pieces until one day I realized I wasn't the same person who started this. Dr. Taylor calls this space the growth zone, that area just past your comfort zone where real growth happens. And that call was mine. So here's what I want you to take from all this. Stress isn't always your enemy. Sometimes it's the exact thing shaping you into the mom you actually want to become if you choose it on purpose and if you choose how you frame it and how you respond to it. Because here's the thing, it isn't really about generators failing or videos flopping. It's about becoming the kind of woman who can walk through hard seasons and come out steadier instead of more depleted and exhausted, right? It's about being present with your kids, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. And just like everything else on this channel, you don't have to overhaul your whole life to start, okay? Pick one hard thing that you're avoiding and lean into it, even in a small way. I will say we barely scratched the surface here, The Hardiness Effect goes so much deeper than what I covered today, and I really love this book. If any of this resonated with you, I'd really recommend picking it up, and I'll leave a link for it down below. And if you want to keep building that kind of capacity in your own life, I walk through exactly how I did it in my free workshop, which is also linked below. And I'd love to know in the comments what's one hard thing in your life right now that you're starting to see differently. Let me know. I read every single comment. I really appreciate them. Another aspect of managing our stress and exhaustion is eating properly as a mom. So if you need some help with that, watch this video next.